Hi guys, how are you? Bricks Nostalgia here. In today's video, we're gonna review this train set. That is the alternate build, one of the alternate builds of the train you see here in this picture. The passenger train without motor, set number 7715 from 1985. Back in the days, train sets would come with pictures of alternate builds on the front and on the back of the boxes. With regards to 7715, there would be two pictures of two different alternate builds. The first one would be a freight train, and the building steps to put it together would be included in the instruction manual of the set. The other pictures is will be showing this set that you see here, but in this case there will be no instructions for it, so you will have to put it together just looking at the picture. A few weeks ago I got curious about putting the set, these alternate builds together. Luckily, quite a few years ago now, I managed to find an incomplete 7715 in a vintage lot, so I just decided to get the missing pieces out of my stock and put it together and put the whole thing on camera, as so far I haven't seen anyone putting this build together, so I thought it was worth it because it's actually a very good one. Before we get into the review itself, I'm gonna point out that there's a few small differences compared to the original set. For example, these pieces that you see here are supposed to be in red instead of black. This timetable, I think it's called, should be in white instead of yellow, but I didn't have it, so I just borrowed this one from my 7740. And the luggages that you see here are supposed to be in different colors. I think they're supposed to be white and brown. There's also this set comes with 4 red buffers, rare ones, and I have only 3, so here on the back you will spot that there is a black one instead. And as you can see here, the tracks I'm using are 9-volt tracks, but the original set will come with 12-volt tracks, 12-volt or 4.5-volt tracks, but I don't have any, so I'm gonna use these ones instead. So let's get into the review itself. As you can see, the alternate build is still a passenger train with just one wagon this time, but with this very interesting feature of having a much more complex train station next to it. Let's start with the train, with the locomotive. So the locomotive is, first of all, you notice that the locomotive is much smaller than the average size of a locomotive, and I'm gonna use this train base that is left from the build to show you the difference. As you can see that it's a good 4 studs shorter than the average. It's super cute in my opinion. I really like it. It makes a very nice use of these windows here to create what I will call a windshield on the front, and create some structure on the back. And pretty much there's not much more to it. Simple build, didn't take me much to build it. Here there is a window, but it's not hiding anything. And just one last observation I'm gonna do about the locomotive is that I don't have any 12-volt motor or any 4.5-volt motors, so I tried it only with a 9-volt motor, and I noticed that you're gonna have to do quite a few modifications if you want to try to motorize this locomotive, because it's very small, so the space is very little to fit the motor. And in case you're gonna be successful with a a 9-volt motor, you know that you're not gonna have space to put to fit the motor in with the decorative sides that usually are applied to the sides of this motor. So in case you want to build this locomotive and power it up, be ready, because you're gonna have to rearrange things a little bit. Then we're gonna move to the train wagon. Super cute, super nice, super simple. I love it. Completely fairly different color scheme, because it's still blue on the bottom but it's black on the top. Couple of very interesting, important considerations to do about this wagon is that it uses only simple pieces to be put together. It doesn't use any train windows or any train doors, it doesn't use any specific train parts. It just all put together using very simple parts, and which is very interesting, which is important to note, because it makes you understand how much you can do with Lego, even if you have a very small amount of pieces available or very simple and common pieces available. Another thing that I noticed that I found very interesting is that the base to build this wagon is actually the base or the plate that is used in the original set to put together the platform. So once again, very interesting how the same parts can be used for such different things. The build is very simple but also pretty solid, because I can remove easily the roof and have access to the inner side of the wagon to put the minifigs in. And actually in the middle here you can see there is a little bit of space available to add even more things if you want to, like for example some space, something to store luggages. And we're gonna move now to, so pretty much that's it for these first two sections of the build. Now we're gonna move to what is the most important, most interesting part of the review, which is the train station, that I find absolutely fantastic. It's a much more complex train station than the one in the original build, much and super beautiful, I would say. As you can see, it uses for the main structure, it uses all the windows of the trains here on of the train wagons. Here you can see that you even have the space for the ticket office, and you will have a better look here that you can see that this is supposed to be a ticket office. And you have some space here, a small section here built to accommodate luggages. The whole thing is built on the two plates that in the original build are used to build that are used as base to build the wagons. And on the bottom here just a few pieces are needed to raise the platform, or in order to make this a raised platform. I'm really impressed, I'm really loving it. Even they managed even to put the steps to get on the platform. I'm really impressed. This is beautiful. It's a super intelligent build, and it's also very impressive how in this whole build I will say that it's very impressive how the use of parts, how different the use of parts is compared to its original build. To put together this build, it didn't require me all the pieces of the original build. There's a lot of leftovers. You can see a lot of regular builds, and then a lot of regular parts or average common parts. And here I have all the doors, a couple of wheels, and even this train base still left. That means that even some more things could have been built somehow if you wanted to. Not much more to say about this build. I will say I find the 7715 to be putting together this build and made me realize that that the 7715 is a great set. It's much greater than what people might think, because it shows very well what Lego can be about. If you think about it, this is a much cheaper train set than the other ones with motor that were on sale back in the days, and it would still would offer pretty much the same or even more playability under certain aspects of the more complex and more expensive trains that were on sale at the same time back in the days. So that's pretty much for this review. I'm gonna take this set apart. I'm gonna build the freight train, the other alternate build with it is the freight train, and I'm gonna be putting that on camera as well. So stay tuned, and I'll see you soon, guys. Okay, thank you very much.